pouring in my cup. In the session, real loud, good gas, yeah, you know we about to roll it up. Bring the bottles to the session, big tab, go ahead and just live it up. Get lit one night, after that, we can go ahead.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Icon E, and we here on 95 South Podcast once again. First and foremost, I want to thank God for this opportunity to be on here and to be able to have this great platform with my brother and to be able to basically introduce the world to different guests and platforms and the whole 9 yards. So without further ado, I want to introduce my partner, you know what I'm saying, my right-hand man and everything we do in this business thing, in this podcast game, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Personality himself, Jacob the Great. What's going on, Pimpin'?
What's up, man? Jacob the Great, King Jacob in the building. Just a blessing to be on this side of the dirt. And, man, we're about to have a super studded show. So we here once again. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the guest, Too Smooth, out of Philadelphia, Mississippi, up-and-coming, superstar, singer, songwriter, R&B crooner, Southern soul vocalist, just amazing all-around person. So, Too Smooth, what's up with you, man?
What's up, man? What's up? I appreciate that intro, man. And I appreciate y'all for having me.
Yes, sir. So, man, tell the world who Too Smooth is. And upon you telling the world who Too Smooth is, I'm gonna let my partner Icon E, get into some of that music business, cause he been around for a while in that music business. And me and him gonna go back and forth asking you a series of questions, man, about this music business and about the struggles and the pain that you went through the music business.
Okay. Man, I'm a singer, songwriter, producer / engineer, do R&B, Southern soul, kind of not really new to the game, been around a lot, man, and I'm just staying focused, staying consistent. This is my passion, so I just really thank God for being able to use the gift that He done gave me, and to be able to make a living from it. So man, I'm blessed, God-fearing man, family man, and the list goes on. But just to sum it up, that's who Too Smooth is.
Okay. That's what's up. You good, Jacob?
So with that being said, man, when you find out that you have, because you said you started out doing what most young cats try to do, writing raps and stuff, and once your partner told you, man, you should try singing, and when you find out that you had vocal ability, how different did that hit for you and your family?
Man, I never seen myself singing because, as a young guy, man, when I was younger, I was like, man, I ain't never really seen a singer just get on stage and just had a crowd like just going crazy. I was always on this up-tempo thing, like, so I always seen myself rapping, getting on stage and having people, just the club, the venue, the arena just going crazy. I was like, man, I don't know if no singer gonna be able to do all this, so I'm gonna stick with this rap thing. Then my partner, we actually had a group. I was a part of a group that I had put together early on my teen years. We was called Player Made Money Gang, and it was like 4 or 5 of us. And they was like, man, doing all this rapping, man, we want to hear you sing though. We've been around in the studio with you. We really want to hear you sing. So once I sung, it was just like, they was like, hey man, look, the rapping cool, and maybe it's something you can do in your free time. But for now, we want you to sing, cause what you saying, how you sound, this is what gonna catch people attention. So I still dibble in the rap here and there, but once I started seeing how people was gravitating to it, I was like, I'm gonna just rock with the singing, and everything pretty much been on the up and up ever since.
Okay. So can you remember the first time you recorded a song, or singing, and once you played it back and you kind of sit and analyze, how you can see this going, and how you could take it to the next level. What was that for you, like mentally and emotionally?
Man, the first song I sung on, to me, sounded horrible. I never forget it. It was a song called Good Morning. And I think one of my partners was rapping on it. I was singing, and it just didn't sound good to me, but they were just gassing it up, like green lighting it, like keep going, keep going, keep going. So when I listen to that now, of course, as an artist, when you go back and you listen to your older stuff, you kind of cringe up a little bit, but it's all because of the growth. You see where you started, and now you see where you at. So man, just that right there, I don't know. It just now I know this really what I'm supposed to be doing. As I kept doing it, just more and more, just like anything else, the more you practice, the better you get. Practice made perfect. So now when I look at it, I think maybe when I started doing more covers, when I started doing cover songs, that's when I started like kind of going like semi-viral on Facebook and stuff like that. And then when I seen that, I was like, okay, well, now that I'm doing these covers and I'm getting all this attention, and now that I got the audience, let me throw some original music out there and see how they gravitate to it. I still do a little covers here and there, but all of my stuff is mostly original now. So when I started seeing them covers, that was the game changing moment right there. When I seen how they was rocking with the covers, that was like when the light bulb went off.
Okay, cool. I can't go ahead and jump in, man.
So, me and you was talking before we came on air or whatever, and we both talking about how small of a town, Philadelphia, Mississippi is.
Yeah.
So what was the challenges of being able to even get your voice heard coming from such a small area out in Mississippi?
Man, hard. Very, very difficult, man. We ain't got, we don't have the resources that a lot of people have. Biggest thing we got down here in Philadelphia is, if like, me and you had talked, you said you had been down here before. We just got the casino, Silver Star and the Golden Moon. That's what Philadelphia known for. And the water park. It ain't known for music. So man, it was tough. But my passion and my drive to make it, and my passion for music, it's just, it's just one of them things. Like, if you love it, you're gonna do it no matter what. And I love it so much. I always said that this is one of the things, it's my passion, so I do it for free. So if I ever got a chance to make the money off of it, that would just be an even bigger blessing. So it was hard, but I learned early on, you can't stay in one spot. You can't stay in Philadelphia. You live there, but you can't stay there. You got to branch out. You got to venture out. You got to go to Jackson. You got to go to Atlanta. You got to go here and there, and you got to network. You got to take these shows different places to expose yourself. So when I started doing it, that's when things started to change. But it definitely wasn't gonna change with me sitting in Philadelphia, Mississippi. That's for sure.
So when you started moving around the other states around the country, what was that one moment that let you know that you was doing that you had something? What was that one moment, if you met somebody or you was in a venue? What made you know, like, okay, once you got out of Mississippi, okay, I got something?
Really just like, even when I would go like to next states over, like Alabama, and I would see how they were rocking with me on the rap standpoint. Like I said, I rapped it first. They were rocking with me on a rap standpoint and a singing standpoint. And then I had partners who was actually going to school in college in Alabama. So even when I would just go to the next state over and I would see stuff like that, it was like, okay, well, if they rocking with me in Alabama, let me see how they rocking with me in Atlanta. Now, as far as me just physically meeting somebody that just changed everything, that ain't happened. That still ain't happened to this day. But just my grind, man. I think that's just what's been the game changer. And not jump too far ahead, but creating content, because I had never been like no real big content person. But when I started working at social media, I was like, the game is kind of different now from when I first started. You don't have to be in Atlanta to get heard by somebody in Atlanta. You can hop on this thing called TikTok, create content. And I look at my analytics now, and like I said, I'm from Mississippi, but my biggest market now is Dallas, Texas. I only done been to Dallas, Texas twice, and it wasn't. And now time was it music related. It was a family trip, but I'm starting to see how the power of social media is so effective if you use it the right way. So really, man, just like I said, going to Alabama, putting on a little show. Atlanta, Georgia, someplace in Georgia, doing a little show, but mainly just working that content, man. Working that social media, and it's like everything else just coming. It's just like it came together, basically.
Now, the fact that you say you started off rapping, went to R&B, now you touching in that Southern Soul market. So far you got a few songs, and you saying, you got a couple of songs that's hitting right now, in that Southern Soul market. So what to explain to people who really don't understand the difference, because like we talked about, R&B and Southern Soul is like a fine line. So explain people the difference between that Southern Soul and what separates it from R&B.
When you think of R&B, to me, you think of more love. Love, sexy, slow type of mood. It's different types of R&B, but me, when I think about R&B, that's what I think about. Like, kind of that slow down in love, your Avants, your Joes, your Tanks, your people like that. But then when you think of Southern Soul, it's a little more. It's like a party. It's like a party vibe. I hate to use the word like juke joint. Not really juke jointish, but Southern Soul is, it can be.
It's juke joint. It's juke joint.
It is.
Well, that juke joint feel to it.
Well, Nick, man. I can say this, man. I'm from deep South. I'm from South Carolina. Okay. And so when I think of R&B, I think of like a Marvin Gaye, like a Smokey Robinson. Because I grew up with records like that's Al Green. But when I think of Southern Soul, as they used to call it, the Chitlin Circuit music, I think of Ray Charles. I think of Sam Cooke. I think of Otis Redding. I think of Marvin Cease. I think of Tyrone Davis. You know what I mean? I think of Roy C. So the Southern Soul right now is nothing but a reiteration of the greats like Betty Wright and Marvin Cease and Tyrone Davis, and and when he said, "Who's making love to your old lady?" It might be the mailman while you at work.
Right.
So yeah. So that Southern Soul music, when the old man be in the backyard, drinking that moonshine, and they sweating like they at work driving a pile driver, but they singing, and you got everybody in the neighborhood coming to see them, and they got the little straw hat going around, and people just dropping $1 here, $5 here, $10 here, 50 cents here. So Southern Soul is nothing but a reiteration on what Ray Charles did to open up that Chitlin Circuit, and when he fought against Jim Crow laws. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I think Southern Soul is. You know what I mean? And we got to be honest. In the pandemic, we was trapped in the house. We couldn't do nothing. Everybody lost loved ones. They lost friends and family members. So when the world opened back up and people start listening to that Southern Soul, it made them feel good. It was that feel good music. You can come out. You ain't got to worry about no gunplay. People got the grills out. People frying fish out there. You know what I mean? You got the bartenders got mixed drinks. You know what I mean? You got the old man in the back in the cut by the highway that's selling the mason jar bootleg. and you going up to the highway and bringing it back down, and you pouring cups, and ain't nobody fighting, ain't got a gunplay. Everybody, either somebody find a girl or they taking somebody's wife. That's Southern soul.
Right.
But before you even respond to that, and it's another thing too. If you watch a movie like I just watched Idlewild again for the other day, or if you watch Color Purple, you watch them old like period piece movies, and when they would go out and dancing in the clubs and the bars and stuff, it had that feel good, that Southern soul. That's what got them away from their problems, their issues. They go out and get back in the day they used to dance for real. I'm talking about they flipping the girls up in the air and all kind of stuff. I'm watching out a while. I know it's probably to a certain extent a little exaggerated, but that's how they used to dance back in the day like that. You know what I mean? And it'd be like, golly, like these some athletic women. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. But go ahead, bro.
Yeah. When I think of Southern soul, that's exactly what I think about, man. And my influences is the Marvin C's, and like I said, I ain't I'm a lot younger, but still I'm growing up listening to this music. Cause like I said, I'm from Mississippi, so I'm growing up listening to this music probably when I shouldn't even been listening to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just done had a big influence on me, man. I actually was introduced to Southern soul way before I was introduced to R&B, but I was just like, man, Southern soul, it's just like when I was a little younger, when I was basically a kid, I was like, man, it just sound like some old, some old people music. But the older I got, I started to listen to them songs, and I was like, man, these songs got so much substance. Like, and I always been big on my music, like telling stories, storytelling. So when I listen to Southern soul, I'm like, man, this really all this is. These guys just they putting stories, whether it happened to them, whether they made it up, whether it happened to somebody that they know. They taking this beat, they putting a story over this beat, and they just walking us through it. Like, and it just make like it's so relatable. And I think that's what really drew me into the Southern soul side.
Okay. And so with that being said, man, you got a song called Home by 10.
In by 10, yeah.
In by 10.
Yeah.
You said you don't drink and drive, juck and jive. Huh? So, man, I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot, man, but I want you to hit a little something for us, man. You know what I mean? Before we take some more questions and whatnot, man.
That In by 10, man. I was just like, I kind of got the influence from the first part from that Johnny Taylor did. I'm tired of lying, and it's getting plain to see. I done tried hard to deny, but this woman changing me. Might go to the clubs, but I leave kind of early. That's that In by 10 right there.
Yeah, man. I was just stood today. I said,
Okay.
yeah, he got something, man. He got something. So, man, and then I kind of pulled up the clip when y'all did the show in Tupelo. You and Antonio, man. Y'all definitely rocked that show, man. So with the Southern soul, man, as far as now, this is gonna happen. I just got a call today that the labels is thirsty right now. They hungry. Epic, Def Jam, Capitol, all of them. So Southern soul artists. All right, so if you got a rap artist, they may get 2 shows a month at a big number. But you got a cat like a Ronnie Bell, or Sir Charles or TK Soul, a PK2K to the Diddy, them guys are getting booked 5-6 times a month. You know what I mean? 5-6 times a month at $10,000-$15,000. And a cat that's been dealing with hip hop and R&B And you know, he even said that he used to book for country artists, man. And he said that he don't even know how Southern Soul artists came out of the pandemic and just set everything on fire. And so they want to sign Southern Soul artists, but they know them Southern Soul artists on that chitlin circuit. And so if they can stay independent and do their thing, they ain't gonna do it. So they trying to find a way where they can smooth things over. So I say this to say this. Do you think that Southern Soul artists would sign with a major label like a Epic or Def Jam or Capitol Records or a Virgin Records or somebody like that?
I feel like if it made sense, if it fit into what that person's vision is, I mean, if somebody come to you as a Southern Soul, a label come to a Southern Soul artist and say, hey, man, I see the motion you got, I see the traction you get, and I want to sign you for $500,000. But
they ain't enough. They ain't enough, bro.
It ain't enough.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just using that, as an example. Like, hey, I'm gonna sign you for $500,000, but like you said, man, Southern Soul artist getting booked 4 or 5 times a month. It's at 10,000. It ain't 10, 20,000. It ain't gonna be long before I make that 20,000. So why? I'm still there.
Yeah.
We still.
Why would I sign if I'm making 20,000 a show, and then you know how the label thing can get? Hey, we give you this upfront money. We want your masters. We want your publishing. That's why I say if it. Nah, like I don't. Me personally, if you got motion, if you got traction, you got the type of traction that got the label attention. Why sign? You already buzzing. You already got the motion. But then on the opposing end, it's just what you trying to get out of it. Because I'm like you, I haven't ever seen. I don't know any Southern Soul artist who's been on the label, especially not like the newer artists. But I have thought about that too. Like, would a Southern Soul artist sign to a major label?
You know what?
I know they've offered. I promise you, they didn't offer Tucker. They probably didn't offer Sir Charles Pokebell. I know that Calvin Richardson, which he's a Southern Soul artist now as well, but he sung backup for Angie Stone for 15 years, right. And he put out some R&B records. So I know, man, that his bag went up from $10,000 to $33,000 in less than a year because he was high in demand. Because he had already been all over the world with Angie Stone, and so when people find out he was doing Southern Soul, bro, they was like, "Oh, really?" So they just, it's 5 horsemen that you have, man. You have Tucker, Ronnie Bell, Richardson, Pokey, and you have Sir Charles. All of them always be on shows together, like through South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, Texas, Louisiana. They always, when you have 3 or 4 promoters that come together, they want to put them on that ticket together, because these promoters, they might be spending roughly about $60,000 or $70,000 to book these artists, man. But the last promoter I talked to out in Lafayette, Louisiana, he told me, man, that they made like $264,000 off that show. Because you got to think they get these complex centers, where you got 5 or 6 acres, you know what I mean, and you got like you got 665. You got about 6,500 people coming, and you might have tickets at $65 to $80 a ticket. You know what I mean? Right. And people is paying it. And then you even got vendors, the females and dudes that own food trucks, bro. They might pay $200 the van, man, but they walking out there with like $3,000-$4,000.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
And some of them may making $3,000-$4,000 in a week with their food truck. and you
Make
can
that
you
one
can
night.
you can plug with Southern Soul shows all over the country and vend and get the bag like that. So, it's a lick. It's a lick, man. What you think, man?
Well, I was gonna say the thing about it is that I feel like Southern Soul is kind of like the country market, and meaning that country been around so long, but it's never lost its essence, its purity of it. Like hip hop been changed a million times. R&B, they play around with it, and you've had anywhere from everybody dressing the same like New Edition and Jackson 5 to the Boots and like Jodeci, and you have different types of R&B.
Mhm.
And I think that Southern Soul market is basically because it's so much about us in the South. You know what I'm saying? South Carolina, Mississippi, North Carolina, Alabama. So
Right.
you can't really gimmicky it up. You can't mutter it up because you'll take the purity from it if you try to change it. So I think that's what Jacob was saying with these labels. It's kind of like they don't really know what to do with it yet either, because they like we come in and try to do too much with it without A&Rs trying to come in and trying to do whatever they want to do with it. They're gonna mess up the essence of it, especially being that the fact that the chitlin market is where the love is coming from. So that means it's coming from the deep South. You know what I'm saying? That's where the love is coming from, and you can't fool us. You can't mess with us. You can't tell us something is green when it's red. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. So I think
So,
that's the biggest thing about it.
and so I told somebody this Monday. I was like, man, you know what the Southern Soul is, right? He said, what? He said, what you mean, homie? I said, when Mr. Earl and your uncles and a few of my older cousins used to tell everybody that they're gonna have a party, but they'll have a live set, man, and you got this person cooking, that person cooking, this person selling plates, and they singing, the Motown Review, they singing the Chitlin Circuit music, and then they got the white guy come next door and bring out his banjo and his harmonica, and like it ain't nothing but music that we seen all our life, and now it's people our age and that vibe with us doing Southern Soul. So it kind of mixed in, because when I go to Southern Soul events, man, I see people there from 21 years old all the way up to 70.
For
Yeah.
sure. Me too.
Yeah. So it's like they even gave young people a way to feel good, because I can tell you like this right here, man. When that dude Tucker come to somebody's town,
They cut up.
boy, look here, man. I can guarantee you this right here, and fellas, listen to me good. If Tucker is in town, for every one man, there's 30 women. I can guarantee you that. I guarantee you that, man. So I tell people quick, man, don't go in the doghouse trying to go to a Tucker event. Don't you do it, because he gonna bring them, bro.
Yeah.
He gonna bring them out, man. Cause man, I done seen smaller towns. They got one grocery store. You know what I mean? A couple gas stations, a couple churches, and he be having 3,000-4,000 people out there. Like when he did the show in Hendersonville, North Carolina, bro. Close to the mountains in North Carolina, it was 6,800 people out there. 6,800 people at $65 a ticket.
Mm.
This promoter ain't got to work for the rest of the year.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that it's something about that feel good music, man, and it's like Southern Soul has became in every market. Like people ain't used to do big shows like that in the small towns, man. You ain't see New Edition coming to no small town like that. You ain't see Keith Sweat coming to a small, but Southern Soul artists, they don't care what it's at, bro. They don't care if it's in the back of the woods, man, with a hog pen at. If you paying, they coming.
Come.
They coming, man.
Yeah.
Like they just want to have a good. And then the thing about the Southern Soul artists, they so open to having a conversation with with their fans. They so open to have a conversation with the promoters. Like they want to treat the promoters like with a brotherhood. They want to keep that relationship open. They don't want to burn any bridges at all. And so I think that's what makes people want to get into that promotion game when it comes to Southern Soul, because it's so much unity, man. And so, man, I think it's definitely gonna be here for a while. So let me ask you this, and you too, Too Smooth. Do you guys really think that a major label would know how to market a Southern Soul artist?
Well, that's what I was just saying to him. I think that's the issue. Like I think right now, it's almost like when they start talking about legalizing weed, they had to figure out how to do it before they did it. It's that fact they didn't want to do it. They had to figure out how to do it to make the money off of it. So the labels got to feel like the labels gonna always want to feel like they're in control. So the thing about it is they can't come in and mess with it too much, because they're gonna take away the purity of it. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? I don't know. You agree with me or not, Too Smooth, on that or whatever? Or what's your opinion on that?
Hit me with the question again. I couldn't hear the first part.
I just don't feel. I feel like when he was saying that the major labels, do they know what to do with Southern Soul? And I say I think that's what they're still trying to figure out, because I think they know they can't come in and control it in a way where they want to put y'all in certain outfits and do certain things to y'all to make y'all look a certain way, because it'll take away the purity, because each artist is different in themselves. No artist in Southern Soul, as far as their look and their sound, is the same. So you can't just come in and just do whatever you want with it and keep the purity of it.
Right. I really ain't need too much I can add on to that, because that's basically exactly verbatim how I feel. They got a way of, from what I've seen, coming in and just trying to change what got that person there. Like, you know, if it worked good enough for me to get here, why would you change it? You know, Southern Soul to me is just, man, it's just raw. You know, and I'm like you. I just feel like, man, if they come in, they're gonna try to change they're gonna take the essence away of, like, it's raw, it's raunchy, it's, you know, it's from the heart. So you know,
if you look at the videos, if you look at y'all videos is like you in your living room, or you in your backyard having a cookout, or you with your girl. We had a Southern Soul artist on a few weeks ago, and he had a big girl as his you know, his love interest in the video. You don't see that, you ain't gonna see that in no R&B video or no hip hop video. It is a big girl being your love interest.
You ain't gonna see.
You know what I'm saying? That's real. That's real everyday life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's just real life, man, and I think that's what really makes people gravitate to the Southern Soul market so tough, because it's just like everyday life. When you hear the stories, when you see the videos, none of it look fabricated. It don't look like an act. It look like something you done seen before. It look like something you done heard before. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what really make people gravitate to it so much, like, because it's not fabricated. It's real. It's real. It's raw. What you see is what you get. So that's how I feel. Right. I feel the same way.
And I just want to give a shout out to Yolanda from Bridge the Gap promotion. She did peek in and say, "What's up, gentlemen?" So thank you for putting me on to Too Smooth. And you know, when I first asked her, I said, "You think he'll want to come on the podcast, do a show?" She's like, "I'm pretty sure he would." Because what we said is not enough Southern Soul artists do interviews, and so I told her that I would that you know, me and my partner Icon, we will open up, you know, our platform to Southern Soul artists, and you know, and bring some on so they can tell their backstory as well, because every artist got a backstory. And most backstories from any type of artist is not pretty. It's not pretty at all. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I like to say shout out to Connect Dots as well. You know what I mean? Sure. Real. And both of these ladies support Southern Soul artists, and both of them are are fierce promoters. You know what I mean? They don't take no for answer. And so
Not at
salute to
all.
both of them as well. And so with you, man, you 31 years old,
Mhm.
R&B crooner, Southern soul vocalist. Was it easy for you to tap into the Southern soul market, or was you all in your head about it at first? Like, I don't know if I should do this, or like what really opened up your eyes for you to tap into it, and you was like, well, this is something that I can do, and it can help get me to the next level. So, at what moment did you kind of discover that?
Man, Southern Soul, like I said earlier, Southern Soul just always been a part of me. But I'm heavily, I guess I was heavily influenced, like, cause my generation, I grew up on people like the Genuines, the Tanks, when it comes to R&B. You see what I'm saying? But Southern Soul, like, man, I don't know if y'all familiar with it. It's a little town called Walnut Grove, Mississippi. It's smaller than Philadelphia. That's where my family is from. You ride down that road, you ain't gonna. I don't even think they know what R&B is. I don't think they know anything other than Southern Soul and gospel. So
Quartet.
So
Yeah.
So my roots is that. My roots is Southern Soul blues. I just veered off into, when I first started making music, I didn't really know how to make Southern Soul music. So I think that's what led me into the R&B. But the older I got, and I realized, like, man, I got a lot of music where I'm telling stories. Even when I was rapping, I was telling stories. That's always been my type of thing. So when I was like, man, Southern Soul, they telling stories. So let me veer off it. My first ever Southern Soul, I just really put out my first Southern Soul song 2021. It's called Searching All Over. That's my first official Southern Soul song. So y'all can go check that out too. It's called Searching All Over. But once I did that one, and a little quick backstory, my partner, I didn't know nobody who made Southern Soul beats. My partner, childhood friend, stayed right down the road from me. Well, stayed right down the road from me to this day. He made. I went over to his crib one day, and he was making a Southern Soul beat, and I was like, "Hey man,
hold on, put his name out there so people can get at him." You know what I mean?
Well, he actually passed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay. Sorry to hear that. R.I.P.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. He actually passed, man. Childhood best friend, man. They called him Arteezy. We called him Tum Tum because, like, we knew we had a relationship outside of music. So yeah, man, just tragic event, man. Ashley got hit by a stray bullet, and so when that happened, and he passed when he was 31. So when that happened, man, it kind of, I was like, man, I did my first Southern Soul song with him on this beat. I don't know nobody else who makes Southern Soul beats. How I'm finna, me dealing with the death of him, grieving from that, man, I had to take a step back from the music until I realized, like, man, this ain't what he would want. This is our dream together. So just like how he made you that Southern Soul beat, push that song. But now that you ain't got him no more, go find somebody else. And I linked up with my guy. He's from Mississippi, producer named Don Dula. Shout out to him. He's actually the one who produced N by 10. And my newest track, got a shout out while we on the topic. I got a shout out to my brother, Cole Making Moves. My newest Southern Soul single, Pay For It. Ain't even been out 2 weeks yet. My brother Cole Making Moves. He actually made the beat, and he's done all my R&B beats. So he just took a leap out on faith, and he was like, "Hey man, if this Southern Soul thing is what you want to do, I don't make Southern Soul beats, but I can learn." And that's kind of where we at with it now, man. So it's like when that happened to my friend, it's like God sent me, he sent me somebody else, So, and it was all right on time.
That's dope, man. That's dope. So your friend, lives on because the inspiration you got from him
So
you definitely making moves, through the entertainment industry. So that's really dope. And so, man, as far as you, man, just artist period from any genre, who are some people that you want to work with?
well, my favorite all time artist, won't get the opportunity to work with him, but from the R&B side, my favorite R&B artist was Dino from H-Town.
Oh man,
Uh,
oh boy,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
oh boy,
yeah,
oh
man.
boy, oh. Listen,
And like
man.
I said,
Listen.
these guys was putting out. They was the albums that I'm in love with. I look back at them, and I was born in '92. These guys put out "Knocking the Boot" '92, '93. I'm like, man, that's crazy. But from the R&B side, that's like, bro, like he was like my idol. Like when I got old enough to realize what was going on, I said, hey man, I won't ever get a chance to meet him, but that's who I want to be like if this R&B thing takes off. So Dino Connor.
Listen to Smooth. I had this conversation with a chick yesterday, a female DJ. She said, "Man, Jacob, so who you think has one of the most distinctive voices in R&B that you will never ever hear nobody sound like?" I said, "Shit, Dino from H-Town."
From
I ain't
H-Town.
never heard a singer sound like Dino from H-Town. Not mimic his voice or none of that, man. He had one of them voices, man, that you just don't hear. You know what I
Don't hear
mean?
it.
Like I ain't and I tell people that that last album that he was on, Ladies Edition.
Yeah. Oh man.
Man.
Hey, Jacob, we need a first. I need a first button because out of all the time we've been doing it, the first person to ever mention Dino from H-Town. So we
Yeah.
need one of the first buttons on here where every time somebody do a first. But yeah,
So,
because he damn sure don't get the credit.
Man, that dude, and it was so what fascinated me so much is like when you hear his voice, it's hard to believe that voice was coming out of a 19, 20, 21-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like them guys was kids, man.
19 years old when they got signed. When Uncle Luke signed, they was 19. Yep.
Yeah, so it's like, and this voice is coming out of a 19-year-old, and man, I was always just fascinated by the group itself, but really Dino, bro, like, he just had gift out of this world, man. Gift out of this world.
I can dig it, man. So as far as Southern Soul artists, man, I told Yolanda, I said, man, I listened to Too Smooth, and I said, so some Southern Soul artists just can carry a tune, but when you find one that really can sing, and you feel like they can sing anything, and you one of them dudes. So I told her, I said he gonna go far. He gonna go far. I said, but I will tell you this. I would like to see him work with every genre of music because that's gonna really open up their catalog for people. And the way you write, and I can tell you now, I done heard several people in the industry, A&R, said the industry is hurting for songwriters right now.
Yeah.
Hurting really,
now,
really
do you
bad.
write all your songs? Do you write all your songs?
Yeah, every one of them. Any song from the time I started, I've never sung or rapped a song that anybody wrote. I wrote every one of them. Every one.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So that's dope, man. So as far as that Mississippi sound, man, and I told somebody the other day, I said, man, Southern Soul ain't nothing but secular quartet music. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all, man. So as far as the sound is coming out Mississippi, man, who are some, besides yourself, who are some up and coming artists that people need to be on the lookout for?
On the Southern Soul side, or just artists in general?
I'm just talking about like artists in general.
Southern Soul side. Let's see. One of my guys, he's actually he's from from the same place, Philadelphia. His name is Breeze, Mr. Do Too Much. That's what he goes by. Dope cat, man. He Southern Soul for real to the core. Like cowboy hat, boots, jeans, like that's him. Yeah, I would say Breeze. Of course, I'm sure y'all know. Well, y'all know Jay1. He's from Mississippi.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
That's my guy. I just talked to him over the phone a couple of days ago.
Have you opened up for him yet?
That what now?
Have you been on a show with him yet with Jay1 yet?
Not yet. But me and him, we actually finna put out a song together.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, we finna put out a song together. And he actually, previous conversations, he was actually talking about, taking me on the road with him, because every weekend sometimes we'll talk. And
we know.
And he might not get back with me 3-4 days later. He be like, man, I just want to let you know I ain't forgot about you. I be like, bro, trust me, I know you busy. You ain't got to explain. You a busy man. But so that's something to be on the lookout for too. Probably gonna be on the road with him pretty soon.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as artists though, that's who I would say. I would definitely say Breeze, man. Breeze, Mr. Do Too Much. Hell of a performer too. He always put on a good show, so I enjoy seeing him. Okay.
Yeah, man. So, man, just keep doing what you're doing, man. It's been wonderful. Having you on the platform, man. It's been a definitely great interview, man. So, for people who want to get up with you, may want to book you, may want to collab with you, or may just want to get updates on what you're doing, man. Where can they find you at?
My Facebook is Too Smooth. My Instagram is Slow Roll Smooth. My TikTok is Slow Roll Smooth. Those are really the 3 biggest platforms that I be on. If you want to book me for a show, a feature, my booking information is booking2smooth, the number 2, booking2smooth@gmail.com. That's how you can get in contact with Too Smooth.
So
music is. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So you have management?
Yeah, I got management.
Okay, cool. How come you have anything else?
Nah, man, I just want to thank you for coming on. I want to thank Yolanda for, sending you our way, because I get excited every time, Jacob let me know we have a Southern Soul artist on, because y'all got a unique story, and y'all music is a breath of fresh air, because with all this killing music and drug music going on, and y'all gonna be the ones that's gonna completely change the game, not just from the artist standpoint and the music standpoint, but just from people wanting to go back outside and have a good time again. They ain't got to worry about nobody shooting up the club and shooting up the spot, because it's gonna be grown folk actually that go to y'all, adult people and mature people that go to y'all events and want to have a good time and actually want to holler at the women and not look at somebody else and hating on them. You know what I mean? So so I definitely, like Jacob said, it's 3-1 women and men out there. You know what I mean? So the men, hopefully the men going out there trying to holler at something if they ain't already with something. You know what I mean? Instead of not trying to go out there trying to find somebody to fight. You know what I mean? Shoot up. So yeah, definitely, man. I just want to appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming on, man. And whatever we do to help promote what you're doing, then we here for you.
Man, I appreciate y'all. Before I get out of here, man, I just want to let people know again, I just put out my brand new single, just came out last Saturday. It's called Pay For It. It's produced by Cole Making Moves. It's Pay For It featuring Antonio Armani. Just got an email today. We're not trending on the Shazam charts. It's going crazy, man. So if y'all, whoever's on here, whoever listening, whoever see this, hey, if you love Southern Soul music, if you love a good vibe, if you love a good time, go download that Pay For It. It's out now on all streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube, wherever you get Audiomack, wherever you get your music, that's where you can find Pay For It and all of my other music. So just holler at me, man.
All right, there it is. Everybody have a good night. Have a blessed one. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Icon E, King Jacob, and we out of here.
Appreciate y'all, man.
5, got the 1942 pouring in my cup. In the session, real loud, good gas.